Welcome to Technology and Education Today. I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford.
And today we are talking about what you need to keep in mind if you want to be a student in an online course.
Online program.
An online program, that's right. Absolutely.
Course, program.
Well, it could be
a lot of people just want to take one or two courses here and there for professional development.
Yeah, but it's more important what you said, an online program. So if you want to get
Say that again.
a high school so if you want to get a high school diploma online, or you are a college student or potential college student, you want to get a bachelor's degree online, or a master's, or even a doctorate online, there are certain things that you should keep in mind even before you attend class. And
well, a lot of people have to work these days in order to pay for their tuition. I did when I was going to school. It would have been wonderful to have online program opportunities available.
The online opportunities now sort of take the place of night school years and years ago. At any rate, one of the first things that you should keep in mind is to do some research into the types of online schools that are available. You know, they are all not the same, so you need to do a little bit of research to find an online school that is going to meet your own particular needs.
And there are so many rankings out there that you really need to look at, not the ones that are necessarily paid for by the institution who's offering the ranking. It needs to be a separate institution, like, for example, one of the not-for-profit universities who has blown up in online programs. What is it? New Hampshire?
Oh, Southern New
Hampshire University.
Yeah.
It's a not-for-profit university, and they have significantly enhanced their online programs.
See, these are things that you need to consider.
Right.
One
it's
is
a nonprofit. It's a bricks and mortar. Is
right.
that something you need?
Are you going to attend, let's say, at the university level, which is probably applicable to most people that we're going to be addressing in this show.
Community college as well.
Yeah, is the university a for-profit university, or is it part of a traditional not-for-profit bricks and mortar university? Each one has advantages, and each one has some disadvantages that you will have to discern for yourself, because many times they are relevant the advantages and disadvantages are relevant to the particular student. But one thing you have to keep in mind is that whichever university that you attend, and this goes for high schools also, it should be accredited by a regional accrediting agency.
Absolutely.
And then even programs within the universities are accredited by individual professional organizations, and you need to keep that in mind, especially if you are going for a degree where you want to be employed.
Where you are mandated to have a certificate.
Right.
Do your homework, do your homework.
You have to be certifiable, and that in order to be certifiable, the program you graduated from has to have been accredited. And also keep in mind, of course, that your various options will vary in price and credit.
Vary in price, vary in quality.
Mm-hmm.
Do your homework. Check out not only
faculty.
external organizations' rankings, but also there are plenty of different blog discussion lists out there where the students are offering their commentary.
Yeah, and another thing to take in consideration is that some online programs are not entirely online. They are what we call blended programs, where you take a large part of your studies online, but then you come into either a campus or a central meetings place, depending on which university we're talking about or high school we're talking about, and you meet face-to-face with your fellow students, and you meet face-to-face, of course, with the faculty who is in charge of that course.
Which may be once a week, it may be once a month, it may be once a semester, it may be one day, one evening, 1 week.
It's variable. At the doctoral level, there are some universities that, while they offer the doctorate online, require that you attend a 1 to 2 week seminar meeting face to face every year.
On site at one of the national or international conferences. Right. It depends.
The other thing is, if you are, let's say, if you are a teacher, the sooner you get your degree, if you're talking about a master's degree, the better, because the tuition is not going down; it's simply going to go up. And this is especially true if you get a pay bump based upon having a master's degree. So don't waste a lot of time not getting your degree and just sort of thinking about it, because you know over time, the sooner you get your degree, if there's a pay bump involved, that eventually will overcome the tuition, or it should, and you will wind up making additional money. Of course, you can always do the math and figure out whether or not it's worth it if the degree is not required. Is the amount of money you're going to get because you've gotten that master's degree going to be greater than the amount of money you've paid for the master's degree?
And it's not only the pay bump that's vitally important. A lot of people have a ceiling until you earn a master's degree, whether business, industry, higher ed, K to 12, medical education, whatever. Until you earn that degree, you only have a certain level that you can reach. Having that degree offers the expectation, understanding that you have a clue what you're talking about and can enhance your career path.
Right. Now,
far beyond where you may be at the moment.
On the more or the less esoteric concepts, one thing you really need to do is make certain that you have computer equipment on your side that's going to be adequate or more than adequate for the
duration.
The duration of your student's career as an online student. This means that you need to have a computer that has a very fast microprocessor. You also need to have a hookup to an internet connection, or internet service that will provide you with a very, very speedy response.
Webcam, audio components.
And another interesting thing that you should have is the largest monitor possible.
And a comfortable keyboard.
Yes.
I play around on a smaller keyboard outside of my regular one. It drives me crazy. I have so many typos.
Yes, comfortable keyboard. But back to that that monitor. I use a 27-inch monitor for the online courses that I teach, and it's extremely useful because I can open up 2 or 3 students' work at the same time, and I can open up 2 versions of the course at the same time. And you, as an online student, would want to do the same thing, because if you are doing research online, you want to have that research paper that you've pulled up on your screen, and at the same time you want to be able to quote from that on the word processing, the Microsoft Word document that you are probably using, so you can look at at your research, what you've researched, and then copy, paste, quote, of course, attribute, but it makes everything attribute. It makes everything a lot easier if you have a large monitor and the rest of your equipment is more than up to speed.
On the other hand, portability is a beautiful thing if your Wi-Fi goes down, which, yay, internet connectivity goes down at the worst possible moment. Being able to grab it and run over to the nearest Wi-Fi coffee shop or library or wherever.
And that's an excellent point. With computer equipment, the price of computer equipment and laptops and tablets going down, it is a good idea to have a spare that you can do exactly what Caroline said. Pick it up, go to your nearest
Wi-Fi place.
Cafe. I don't want to say it's a place like Starbucks, but that's a place where you should be.
So you do.
And we have been known to do that previously.
Many times, yay for the laptop where I could run when all of a sudden everything goes kaput.
Now, the other thing to keep in mind is that just because you're in an online course of study does not mean that this is easy. You're going to find that...
Why would you bring that up, Richard?
You're going to find that taking a course online takes at least as much time as a face-to-face course, and sometimes more time, because if you have questions, you have to get back with your online teacher and wait for that teacher's response, and that response time can be variable depending upon the teacher who is teaching the course.
And the travel expectations associated with whatever's going on that week, and who knows.
So the bottom line is, don't leave everything, don't start everything on the last day before the due date. Make certain you start your work on the first day that you get your assignment, begin everything, and do some work each day of the week until the project is due. Because if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong just before you are about to submit that assignment. And this includes you getting sick, children getting sick, relatives getting sick, your computer going down, so on and so forth. So make certain you have enough time that you carve out enough time to devote to that course so that you can complete your assignments and do your studies comfortably.
And it's also disrespectful. I warn everyone in my classes, 12 hours before assignments are due, you will not find me online, because you've had a significant time allocation to work on this the whole time. The fact that you leave it to the last minute is offensive to me, to you as a learner, as a professional, and I'm not going to play that game. It's a horrible thing to be you today because you wait till the last minute.
Right. So another thing you need to do is within an online course, make certain you make some friends in an online course that are fellow
Networking.
students. I know this sounds a little odd, but you certainly can, because if there are discussions in that course, you will start on the discussion board, and then you can email the students individually and ask for their ideas, and then you can get help from these same students who are just as you would get help from any face-to-face course.
Yeah, and share resources. It's not just one way. You have to give in order to receive. So it's a networking opportunity.
Right.
Absolutely.
And
everybody knows of a job that you might want that's coming available.
And another good spot to network is with another good person is your instructor.
Yeah.
Don't sit online as like a little mouse and not say anything to the instructor. Get in contact. You can send an email or two, introduce yourself. If you have questions, ask those questions. Make certain when you are on the discussion board, that if your instructor responds to somebody's contribution, that you respond to the instructor's contribution, so the instructor will get to know you as a person as much as possible. That can be done online. So that's about it for all our suggestions today for technology and education today. I'm Richard Smith.
And I'm Caroline Crawford. Bye.